Today we're going to be recreating my proposal in The Sims 4. Hi friends, I'm Emmy Hart and welcome back to my channel. It's been a little bit since I posted a video. I'm so sorry about that, but a lot has been happening. I got engaged, I got a new job, so I've just been figuring things out lately. But thankfully I have a plan for some videos to come out soon and I'm very excited about them. I've been thinking about some stuff, I've been planning things out. I'm really excited for some new videos that are gonna come out soon. But today I'm remaking the place that I got engaged. I figured this video would be more like a story time while I'm building the park in the background. So a couple of weeks ago I got engaged to my lovely fiance Ethan. We've been together for almost 4 years now, so it's been a little bit. We know each other well. We had talked about getting engaged for a while, so it wasn't a total surprise, but how he did it was a surprise and I didn't know where it was gonna happen. And for me it came together perfectly. It was a beautiful day and he did amazing. He definitely got my dream ring. He was listening to me. I did pick some out for him, but he did pick my favorite from all the rings that I suggested to him. So he definitely knows my style and what I like, which is good, you know, since he is my fiance. You definitely want to know each other's likes and dislikes if you're planning on getting married, you know? I told him one of the most important things that I wanted was to be surprised, because I just think it's really fun if you don't see it coming. Of course, you should know beforehand and discuss with someone that you want to get engaged with them, so we knew that, but I just wanted it to be a surprise where, when, how it was happening. So he did all that. He surprised me completely. He proposed to me in Canada. So most of my family is actually Canadian. I travel there a lot to visit family, to see everyone. My parents have a cute little cottage on the lake that they invited Ethan and I to go to. It was going to be one of his first times in Canada. They wanted us to enjoy the summer there, enjoy some fun lake activities, and I was very excited to bring him and have him meet my family and everything. I knew it was probably going to be intimidating because he was meeting my whole family, everyone, aunts, uncles, cousins, but he did amazing. Everyone loved him. And he knew how important it was for me to have family nearby when he proposed. Where we're at right now, we don't really have much family around us. It would have been a little sad if I couldn't celebrate with everyone after, but thankfully he did it in Canada where we could have everyone with us to celebrate, and it really made it a special moment. In the video, I just finished making the cute little bridge that we walked across to get to where he proposed. It was a beautiful bright red bridge. I'll put some pictures in so you can like see the comparison of the park I'm making and the one in The Sims. I wish there was a way to make like an arched bridge. I don't really know how. I'm sure there must be a way that people can do it, but it's probably a lot more complicated than what I did. That was the first time I even learned how to make a bridge, so bear with me. I'm still learning all the little tips and tricks for things. It's so fun finding like the little TikToks that have these cool ways to make things in The Sims that you never thought would be possible. So I did a basic bridge. The most important thing about the bridge in the park was that it was red. So that was the saving factor. And then behind the bridge, there was this little building that I was working on. So I definitely felt like I had to include that to add some realism to it. I have no idea what that building was. I don't know if it was a house or if it was like a little restaurant or cafe. I didn't make the interior to any of the buildings on the park. Maybe in a future video, I'll reimagine what they look like and maybe just make a cute little spots that Sims can hang out so that the park is more usable. But I'm pretty proud of how it came out for my first park build in The Sims. I'm good at Create a Sim. That is where I spend most of my time. That's what I enjoy the most, but I have been trying to get better at building. I said that every time I build something, I just want to get better at building. And landscaping and making parks and beautiful things is part of that, so this park challenged me. I struggled a bit, but I also had so much fun and it brought back all the memories. I know it wasn't that long ago that I got engaged, but it still was like flooding all these happy memories while I was making it. And then I showed my fiance after and he also like had a huge smile on his face after I showed him and he was like, it looks just like it. And it brought back all the memories for him too. So it kind of made it like a sweet little moment. And it's just kind of nice because now I can visit it whenever I want in The Sims, even if I can't visit it in real life too often. So maybe a little tip for you, if you ever miss a place in real life, just recreate it in The Sims and at least your Sims can visit and enjoy it. But back to some story time. Ethan and I originally met during the lockdown period. We didn't meet in person. We met in the most romantic way possible, online dating. To be fair, that's really the only way you can meet people then. You know, you can't really go out, talk to people, and we were both very safe, so we did not meet in person until like a year later. So for the first year of our relationship, we were mostly just texting. And there was like a weird period of time when we both thought we got friend zoned. Like, I thought he friend zoned me and he thought I friend zoned him, which is very interesting considering we both met on an online dating app. You know, you think we would both be like, oh, we probably want a date. That's why we're talking more now. We both are just a little awkward sometimes and unsure. So for that full year, we were mostly just talking as friends. And eventually later, we finally got to meet in person. Our first kind of date is still just kind of a hangout kind of date thing since we still thought we were friend zoned, but our first kind of date was mini golf. Very generic, but it was fun. It was like this Halloween kind of themed mini golf place, and I won. I was the champion of mini golf that day. But I remember when I first saw him, I got so nervous. Like, oh my gosh, this is him finally. We had spent all this time texting and not getting to like see each other face to face, and we had finally been able to, and I just got so nervous. It's so much different talking to someone in person than it is over text. But the conversation flowed so easily. He was so funny and kind and just made me feel at ease. And from there, our relationship took off. It took another like 2 months, or no, even longer than that. It was probably like another 4 months before we actually started dating and that we admitted to each other that we liked each other, but we got there. It took some time, some encouragement from friends, but we got there. And now, almost 4 years later, we're engaged. If the video is lined up correctly at this moment, I'm making the gazebo, and that little area is where he actually did the proposal. It's a very quiet, beautiful area, flowers around, trees around, very naturey. One thing about the area of Canada we were in, it is so green, so beautiful. It feels like a breath of fresh air whenever you're there. And I know my fiance was loving it. He really enjoyed Canada. But I guess a few days before the proposal, he was talking to my parents about some ideas, since he had a few ideas before the park came up. But then after like talking to my parents about logistics and stuff, since, you know, he didn't know Canada too well, he ended up picking this really pretty park. I remember the day he did it too, before anything happened. We had a ton of family over. He met some of my really close cousins, he met my aunts. We were out all day in the water in like tubes, and I was doing like the standing paddleboard. We were doing a lot of outdoor activities the day of the proposal, so it made it come together as like such a nice day since of all the fun stuff we were doing that we don't normally get to do every day. My mom was very prepared and talked me into doing my nails. The night before she went out and she FaceTimed me and she was like, which nail polish do you like? I want to do my nails. So she was very sneaky. She played it off well though, because I had no idea, because my mom does her nails all the time, and I was like, yeah, I guess I'll do my nails. I'm on vacation, why not? So the day of, while my family was there, we're all hanging out, I painted my nails, got them looking nice. I'm not the best at painting my nails, but that day, they looked pretty nice, so I was proud of myself. Now looking ahead, I was very glad that I spent time on the nails and didn't just rush them. They were like a fun, bright pink sparkly color. I'm in love with pink at the moment. I keep getting more and more clothes in pink. I thought it was going to be a short phase, but this color is lasting very long as one of my favorite colors. But then later that day, everyone had known that Ethan was going to propose that day, except me, of course. So it's so funny looking back, seeing that all my family knew except me, and they just had to play it off that day. And then finally later, we were going out for dinner. It was this beautiful restaurant. I had been there once before and I loved it, and I talked to my parents about it all the time, about wanting to go back there because it was just so amazing. It was a delicious Italian restaurant. So I at least had it in my head to dress like, you know, semi-nice at least. It wasn't like the most fancy restaurant, but it was one that you still want to dress up a little bit, you know? So Ethan already knew I was going to try to be looking cute for the occasion. So we drive out to the place for dinner, and apparently we had got there early and there's a really cute park nearby. So my mom kind of guided it and she's like, oh, this park's beautiful. I've been here. Let's take a little walk around. And all of a sudden in this moment, I don't know what it was, but I just started getting nervous. But I feel like there was just a vibe in the air or something. There's just something that I picked up on, and my heartbeat started quickening so much. It was just thudding in my chest all of a sudden. And I remember looking over at Ethan and just being like, oh my gosh, is this like gonna happen here? I felt like I just knew all of a sudden, and I was just like, no, probably not. I think I'm just like creating a moment that's not actually happening. And we walk over to the little bridge that you saw earlier, and my mom was like, oh, let's take a picture. And then I was like, maybe this is it. This bridge is beautiful. It's a beautiful picture spot. I did want a picture of the proposal so I could look back at it years later. But then they take a few pictures at the bridge, and then my mom gets in for a few pictures, and then I was like, oh, okay, never mind. I think I was just kind of creating a moment in my head, never mind. And then we keep on walking, and then a little further is the gazebo area. that you saw a little earlier in the build. We walk over there, it's beautiful as well. Then my parents are like, oh, let's take some more pictures of you right here. And I was just like, why are they wanting so many pictures of us today? Like, it's nice to have pictures. Normally they're not asking for this many pictures of us. Their phones were still up facing us, even though it seemed like they had finished taking pictures already. And that's when my heart started thudding again. It was like beating out of my chest, and I was like, maybe this is it. Maybe it's happening now. Because I was like, are they recording? Is that what's happening right now? Maybe again, I'm just overthinking this moment. And so I like started walking forward, and then I like felt motion behind me. So I turned around, and then there he was. He was proposing, and I was so excited. I'll show a little clip of the proposal video in case you wanted to see. But you'll hear in the background, that's my mom laughing. She was very excited too. But I was just like ecstatic. Couldn't stop laughing and just like being like, oh my gosh, this is real. I had been dreaming about the day for so long, and then it actually happening just felt so surreal. But I just felt so much joy. And I'm just so glad I have a video that I can look back on in the future. And after that, that wasn't the only surprise. We start walking over to the area that we're having dinner, and they're these beautiful older style buildings that, if the video's lining up correctly, that you'll be seeing now that I'm building. There's outdoor seating for the restaurant in an alleyway between two buildings. And right when I walk by the alleyway, I just hear a bunch of people shouting, congratulations! I see almost all my family there cheering for us. The tables were all set up nicely with roses, balloons, little hearts, ring for a kiss bells. Just seeing like my grandparents and my aunts and uncles there just cheering us on felt so special, and just having people there for us in that moment just made it all that more memorable for the night. And I know it's so hard meeting a bunch of people at once, so I feel so grateful that my fiance was able to handle that with grace and take time talking to all of them. And he met a lot of people too after the engagement that he hadn't met before as well, so it was a lot, but it was very exciting. And my fiance and I are both vegan, and this Italian restaurant is all homemade stuff. The pasta's made in-house, and they handmade us something that wasn't on the menu so that we could have a special meal. It was like mushroom fettuccine, and it was the best pasta I've ever had. I've been dreaming about having it again since. It was amazing. Definitely just added to everything that night. But in the build, I had so much fun putting this together, adding all the flowers, trying to find stuff that could work for like signage. The little entrance gate thing between the alleyways looked almost exactly like the one they had at the restaurant, because they had like a little signage gate at the entrance that you could walk through that showed like the menu and showed you that, hey, this is a restaurant. Then I brought in my sim self and my fiance's sim. I updated it today just to reflect how he looks now, and I was just showing off more of the area a bit more from above. And we have us taking some pictures on the bridge, looking very cute. I tried to recreate our outfits of that day too. And in the real life place, the park and restaurants aren't like together, but I just wanted them all in the same area. Everything's a lot closer in the Sims build, but I feel like that's normally how it is in the Sims anyway, so this is for sentimental value. I wanted them all in one place. I do kind of want to make the restaurant functional though. That would be cool. I have the area I got proposed to. Had Sim Ethan propose to Sim Emmy. What a beautiful moment. I hope you all enjoy seeing the recreation of my Sims getting engaged. What a touching moment. The proposal is so cute in The Sims. I love how a little heart goes up. And then I had them walk by the restaurant, and I just wanted to show the restaurant a little more. They did have all these beautiful lights at the one that we went to in Canada, so I had to include those. Don't look inside with them though, because there's just a bunch of random like light poles in there. Not the cutest look. But I just wanted them to go to the area, see how that was. And even just re-looking at the build now, I think it turned out perfectly. It's so cute. The entranceway just, it's amazing. It looks exactly how it looks. I really hope that you enjoyed this and enjoyed seeing the place where I got engaged. I'm sorry it took so long to have another video out, but I'm going to get better now. There was just a lot going on before. I do have lots of plans for more videos in the future, so hopefully you're excited about those coming up. I know I'm excited to work on them. Most of my videos won't be story time, so if you don't like the style of video, there will be lots of other stuff, but if you do, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're all doing well. Let me know in the comments what else you'd like to see in the future, and I'll see you next time. Bye!